Hi, I'm Dr. Pimple. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. It's nice to meet you. I'm just going to sanitize and then I'll glove up and we'll take a look in there. We'll run a few tests and see how everything's looking. Make sure that my hands are all sanitized as part of an infection control program.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll go ahead and put my mask on and then I'll glove up. And then we'll be taking a look in there and do some endodontic tests on the teeth to see what's going on. Okay, so when patients are in the chair, they can't see what happens behind them. And so we always want to, when we go back to sanitize, we always want to announce what we're doing and let the patient know that we're sanitizing. The last thing you want is the patient to just assume that you came in, you didn't wash your hands, and you started working on the patient. So we always want to announce if we sanitize something, or sanitize our hands before working on the patient. Another thing to be aware of is if we're coming from the other side of the room. If, for example, I'm over here working and Tracy's setting up the other room and she's bringing instruments in from the other room, if you're the patient, you could assume that that room's contaminated and she's coming around bringing the same things in here. So anytime there's any question of bringing something from one room to the other, it doesn't hurt if the assistant also mentions, about sanitizing or, bringing in sterile instruments or things like that, just because the patient sitting there can't see what's behind them. And we don't want any confusion on, our sterilization or infection control practices. Ready to sit down here and assist the case. Comfortable here. And now, the point of that is that the gloves that are on, we don't want to touch the chair before touching the patient. And so that would be an example of what not to do. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and take care of that root canal. We'll fix that problem with the... Oh, is that light bothering you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry, let me get that for you.
Thank you.
Well, like I was saying, we're going to go ahead and get started on that, fixing that tooth there. So we'll get everything fixed up for you today. Yep, we're going to take a couple of pictures. I'm just going to go ahead and slip this on you there. I understand you're expecting, huh? Well, let me grab another one to be safe. Better safe than sorry, I always say.
Appreciate that.
As long as we're zapping you here with the radiation, you might as well keep your exposure to the little one down.
Thank you.
Yep, anytime. Okay, we're all set. I'm just going to go put this away over here. Good job. Take that out of there. Okay. Great. What I did here was I just cross-contaminated. I took these hands with this patient and touched stuff in that room. And then not only that I brought it here and touched it, but then I touched it and put it back. And we wouldn't want to spread these germs to that room. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get a micro brush out of there. Thing is, I can't use these gloves. I've been treating this patient. So before I get the micro brush, I'm going to need to remove the gloves. And now that I've removed the gloves, before I touch anything, I'm going to need to sanitize. Remember, the gloves have small pores and the contamination can get through the gloves, so you do need to sanitize. Every time you remove gloves, we'll go ahead and grab the item out. We needed a micro brush. I'll put it here. Now I'm going to put a new pair of gloves, but before putting the new pair of gloves, I need to re-sanitize because I did touch something. And so, as part of good infection control, every time the gloves come off, we first wash or sanitize. And prior to putting gloves on, every time we wash or sanitize again. And I can go ahead and get a new pair of gloves out. And then place those on.